Hi, I'm Matthew. Welcome to my shave. Real quick, I'm gonna wet my face. Oh yes, it is Will It Shave Wednesday, but I'm not going to be doing any fancy shaves. I just want a nice, pleasurable shave. And so I want to talk about really a sleeper of a razor. This is the Above the Tie, the SB90. It's all stainless steel, and this thing gives a really nice shave. Some people call it above the collar or below the hat or whatever. There's all kinds of names for it, but I just call it the Above the Tie razor. Today's shave soap is by Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, and this is Briar. And I believe this year it may not be coming out. And this is a nice scent. To me, I pick up the tobacco. There's also some vanilla scent to it. And I know that in the scent profile, there's all these things. And it does kind of have a nice, clean scent to it. I have that whipped up already in the Captain's Choice copper bowl. And I'm using my beautiful Trotter's Handcraft brush. And I figured, you know, since it's kind of a fall scent or a fall release, I would just pick up the one that might look like dried leaves. All right, so I'll be using the Matching Splash along with some Star Jelly for the post-shave routine and a cold water rinse. Let's go ahead and get lathered up for pass number 1. And most of you know that's been watching, and I'm not gonna, you know, try to be a big crybaby or anything like that, but most of you know I've been having back problems and surgeries and all these things. Well, I try to be positive. I try to take my innermost being and push forward throughout the goodness of the badness, if that makes sense. And so Monday, you know, I was having a little episode, and, you know, weather change and all that stuff. And, well, I forgot to tell you, I'm going to be using the Nacet, the Gillette Nacet blade. This is a new one. I'm going to go ahead and load that in the razor. Pause the story. I'm going to load that into my razor here. I'm going to take the base plate and top cap off. And this one has those little tiny studs at the top, which is very unique, but it keeps people from using different parts of other razors with other razors. All right, let's just double check the blade alignment. Looks good, and there's no tabs hanging over on the ends, which is nice. All right, so let me go ahead and warm up the razor. Let's get going on pass number 1 with the green. So back to the story that I was telling you. I have seen many things in my lifetime, and I have laughed at many things. And sometimes those things happen to you. And sometimes they don't. And this is a very close shave. Excellent blade and razor combo. I mean, honestly, one pass could probably get it for a lot of people. Do you notice how I'm dragging this story out? So part of my problem is my leg goes numb after about 10 to 15 minutes. Whether I'm sitting or standing. And so it makes for a very long day of shifting and aggravation and all these things, right? So my house, our basement, our garage is attached to the basement, so it's kind of a walkout. And then you arrive at the main floor after walking up the stairs. And then on our 3rd level is where my room is at. I went down to the basement, came up, and my leg was doing its thing. And a lot of times I just push through it because that's what you have to do if you're wanting to maintain any kind of a life, which is difficult. And I've learned to kind of lock my leg, but sometimes it wants to kick out on me. And when I say sometimes, I mean 2 to 3 times a week I fall. Well, I have never, let's see, what would be the right word? Would it be, I've never fallen, or I've never fell? Well, anyways, I was walking up the stairs. My good leg was making the transition to the next step. My bad leg buckled out. And since I didn't have my good leg in the right position, bam! An immediate pain was felt. And being the guy that I am, I don't go to the doctor or any of that stuff unless there's major bleeding that I cannot stop, or if there's a bone sticking out, or breathing stops, because that's kind of what they teach you in the military. Drive on. So I just kept driving on. As the night went by, my foot was killing me, and I was like, something is not right. And I didn't want to take my sock off because I had a feeling. Pass number 2 across the grain. My big toe and my pointer toe, I guess you would call it. I don't know who points with that toe, because you can't really call it the first toe, because this would be the first. Anyway, I took my sock off, and this thing was blacker than blackberries fresh off the bush. And just, ooh, and I thought all night long, I was sleeping, I was like, this thing's gonna pop, because it hurt bad. And I'm not a foot guy, trust me. They're disgusting. Anyway, come to find out, to add to my problems that I already have, and trust me, I know everybody's got problems, but sometimes when you're down, it just seems like you get a couple extra hits of more down, and that's tough. Needless to say, I have those 2 toes, but they are broken, and that makes my situation more difficult. And if you were to see them, you would be like, when are they gonna cut those things off? Because that's what it looks like. That's what it feels like. But that's why I wanted a nice, pleasurable shave. I didn't want to try anything crazy because I've already got the down, and I didn't want to get cuts or nicks or razor burn. I just wanted a nice shave that I didn't have to try anything crazy. So, being that said, what a nice shave. I'm going to get cleaned up with some cold water, and I will be right back. Oh, yes. As I said, I'm going to be using the matching aftershave splash, and I'm just going to give this a little shake. And this is one that does not have a restrictor, or it has the original glass restrictor, I'll say that. So the aftershave splash comes out very nice, and you can go crazy with it. And you know, the scent on the splash is nicer than the soap, I will say that. I think sometimes the actual soap itself can kind of hide the scent. And a little star jelly always puts a smile on my face. All right, well, that is the shave for the day. I'll put a picture right here. And Crybaby Matthew is done with his story. Him hurt his little toe. Okay. I'll see you guys on Sunday Shave. You have a great rest of your week.